Hello, everyone. My name is Bill Spencer. I'm pleased to be joined today with Christopher Rousset from LMS365, and he'll be talking about their integration with Microsoft Teams. Please take it away, Christopher.
Thank you very much, Bill, for the introductions. Thank you, everybody, for joining today's presentation. As Bill mentioned, my name is Christopher Rousset. I am the General Manager here for the Americas. And today I'll be presenting you with our solution, LMS365, a full-blown learning management system that is natively built within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem and built for Teams as well as SharePoint. Today's presentation is going to be focusing mainly on the Teams integration and the Teams user experience. Before we get started, just want to go over a little bit of an agenda, go over a few slides, but most of the presentation today will be done in a live environment to really show you how it works in action within Teams through different learning scenarios. So I'll just go over really quickly who we are and what we do, quick overview of what LMS365 is and the core value proposition that we deliver. And then I'll be going, as I mentioned, into a live environment and show you the learning experience here in Teams. And I'll try to leave at least a few minutes at the end for some questions. Who we are, what do we do? We are a Danish company with worldwide operations. We have offices obviously here in the US, in Australia, in Germany, etc. We've been around for quite some time now. We've been developing learning solutions since 2003 exclusively on the Microsoft platform. So we started all the way back in 2003. Building our first learning management system on SharePoint on-prem, SharePoint 2003. And over time, obviously, it's evolved, and now it's fully hosted, cloud-first, mobile-first application delivered through Azure, which I'll go over in a little bit more as well on these slides, and to be consumed in SharePoint Online and Teams. Finally, our relationship with Microsoft, I'll be going over that a little bit more in depth in the next couple of slides as well. We are a Microsoft Gold partner. And we are a strategic ISV, an independent software vendor. Digging a little bit deeper in our Microsoft relationship. So our Microsoft relationship is very, very deep. As you can see, we were actually mentioned and referenced in Satya's keynote on the 13th of October 2022 as an app, LMS365, as an app that's available in Teams. And again, our relationship is very, very strong with Microsoft. We're built on the Microsoft technology. With LMS365, we really help deliver Teams engagement. We complement Viva. We are built on Azure and in Teams, and also we do help in the quota attainment for Microsoft, and I'll be going over that a little bit as well in terms of our co-sell. The main thing is that we enhance and maximize adoption and engagement with LMS365 in the Teams application, and we also enhance and contribute to Azure consumption. Final slide here regarding our relationship with Microsoft. We really try to capitalize. We have our Teams partnership. We're also available in Viva, and I'll be going over that in a very quickly as well in my next few slides. And we are also a global top-tier partner. Main thing to remember is we are co-sell ready, IT co-sell incentivized, and as I mentioned as well, we are also a top-tier partner for 2023. We do have a go-to-market website that we will be sharing as well, so that you can view that and view some additional assets. So that's for who we are and our relationship with Microsoft. I'm going to go now a little bit more in depth in what LMS365 actually is. So LMS365 is a learning management system. I'll go over a little bit more definition of the features and functionalities that we deliver. But we are a learning management system that is Microsoft recommended and really adapted for any organization of any size. We're natively built within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem, and we're delivered through Azure Commercial, through the different data centers that are spread around the world. We can also deliver through GCC, so that would be the IL2, and as well as GCC High, and that would be IL4. From a certification perspective, so that's always important, we are ISO 27001 certified, 27701 certified. We're also a Microsoft 365 certified app. We have our Veracode certification. And while we are not yet FedRAMP certified, that is something that we are planning for 2023. So currently we are obviously delivering mainly when we're talking about the US public sector in state local. That is really our where we're delivering the most right now in the US public sector through GCC. What LMS365 allows you to do, it allows you to deliver learning in multiple different types of modalities. So online learning, classroom learning, webinar learning, blended learning, peer-to-peer, micro-learning, etc. And all that obviously through Teams and SharePoint. It allows you to create and structure courses using any content from any repository. And that's really key here with LMS365, right? It allows you to go and basically go into your Microsoft 365 tenant, capture any type of documents, right? PowerPoints, PDFs, Word documents, videos from Stream, etc., and then structure that and deliver that to your end users. So you can really capture the knowledge that is being accumulated within your Microsoft 365 environment, structure it, and deliver it to your users. So really sharing knowledge that way. Not only that, you can also capture, obviously, content from external resources as well. Any content provider, such as obviously LinkedIn Learning, Go1, Open Sesame, as well as YouTube videos that you might just want to source from the web, and streamline that and deliver that to your end users through LMS365. With LMS365, you can also create multiple learning portals. So basically, a learning portal is in the Microsoft world, right? It's basically a SharePoint site collection. Every time you deploy LMS365 on a site collection or on a team, it de facto becomes a learning portal. And you can have as many as you want within your Microsoft 365 environment with its different branding, different administrators, different rules, different audiences, etc., etc. You can get detailed insights about how your learners are progressing through the training for regulatory purposes or just for continuous improvement, right? You can do that with the native tools that are available in LMS 365, and you can also leverage Power BI as well to go and consume that data and do all your data visualizations and insights, and I'll be showing that as well. Finally, LMS 365 allows you to go and meet all of your core learning needs, and from a certification management perspective, skill management, notification management. So LMS 365 does send out email notification at every step of the learning process. We also deliver quizzes, mentoring, coaching, gamification, social learning, etc., etc. Everything that you would imagine in a full-blown learning solution and a full-blown learning management system. What really differentiates LMS 365 is the value proposition, where a lot of solutions and a lot of learning management systems specifically will impose a specific user experience. We do not. We let the user choose the user experience that they prefer, and that really enables organizations to maximize the adoption and the participation in your learning programs. And how do we do that? Basically, we deliver LMS 365 through various different means. One, through SharePoint. So for those users that like more of that rich browser-based learner experience, no problem. They can consume all their training and all their learning through one or more SharePoint sites. For those users that are embracing Teams and will enjoy more of that collaborative, social, peer-to-peer type of learning experience, no problem. They can access the exact same learning environment, the exact same learning assets through Microsoft Teams. Third, those users that don't like to use a laptop or a computer at all and just live on a mobile device, no problem. They can go and consume the same learning through our native mobile app that's available in Android devices or iOS devices, but they could also go and consume it through the Teams mobile application. So two different user experiences there as well. And then finally, this is the latest user experience that we have through Viva Learning. We have an integration in Viva Learning where users will be able to go to Viva Learning, consume all of the learning assets that are provided by the organization in Viva Learning, as well as all of the learning that's provided through LMS 365. And basically, our integration with Viva Learning enables you to go and create structured learning within the Viva Learning platform. And all that contained, obviously, within Microsoft 365 and Teams. So that's the main background here for LMS 365. As I mentioned today, what we're going to be focusing on is a live environment and a live demo. So what I'm going to be doing next here is switching over, exiting here my PowerPoint presentation, and jumping over here to a live environment, to a Teams environment, and I'll show you a few different learning experiences that you can go and deliver through Teams and LMS 365. So just switched over here. I am using over here, I logged into my Teams environment. I am using a browser, the browser version here of Teams, because this is our demo environment. And what I'm going to be showing you over here is a few different scenarios. So the first thing that you can see here, I'm in Teams and I'm right now using and accessing a team called LMS 365 University. So we set up this team and basically the use case here is a team where everybody's going to go and view a type of learning opportunities, and complete their training. You can see over here, and I'll go and show you the demo, but behind every team, there's obviously also a SharePoint site. So I did want to show you over here just really quickly what the user experience here looks like from a SharePoint perspective. This is just basically the SharePoint representation of that team that I showed you earlier, where they can do exactly everything that I'm going to be showing you in Teams, but using obviously over here in a more of a browser-based experience. Going back to Teams, here in Teams, you can obviously have, through just like any other team, have a variety of different tabs at the top over here and different channels to go and complete different type of operations. In this case, what I'm going to be focusing on are the items that are related to LMS365. So the first main thing over here, what we put in our LMS University, is the course catalog. The course catalog basically shows you all the courses and all the training, webinar training, classroom training, online training that are available. It doesn't mean that you need to do it. It just means that it's there for you to go and search and potentially enroll. So a user can go and filter here, or can do a full search over here, can filter by category, by training type, by session, and as well by skill. So let's say, for example, I would like to go and enhance my Excel skills. I'm going to click here on Excel. Oh, it looks like in the sales training, they're going to be going and talking about Excel. So I could go over here and view this course. And if I like this course and I like what I see, I would then enroll in this course and then start taking it. So in this case, this is, could start this right over here. The next item that I wanted to show you is the My Training. So My Training is the dashboard. So this shows me all the courses that I've enrolled in myself through the course catalog, or that my manager or an administrator might have assigned to me as required training. So you can see over here, I have a variety of different courses I need to go and take. I can go and click here on the little hamburger menu, and I can see the different sections of the dashboard. So this is the training I need to go and take, my certificates and skills, my transcript, my CUs, a leaderboard. And then also here, because I'm a manager, I can also go and view my line manager dashboard. First thing I'm going to do here is, what does it look like for a user to go and complete and consume some learning and training within LMS365 and Teams. In order to show you that, I'm going to go and show you over here my onboarding training plan. So this is, I'm a new employee, and I got an onboarding training plan that was assigned to me that I need to complete by the end of the year. First thing I can do over here is look at the list of courses I need to go and complete. And you can see over here, I've got a series of courses, my new employer onboarding training, some mentoring, some more e-learning over here, and then an observation checklist. And obviously notice over here as well that it is structured, right? I can't jump ahead of myself. I need to go and complete my onboarding training in a specific sequence. So very clearly over here, I'm just going to click on the little arrow to go and see my first course of this onboarding training plan. And this is what a course looks like in LMS365. It's structured with a description, so I can read a little bit more about it. I have some information over here to the right, so I can see what categories, what type of skills I'm going to be developing, and who my contacts are, right? I can also go and view my progress and if there's any certificates. So right here in this course, I got 2 learning modules. I got my new employee orientation, and then I have a survey at the end. And you can see here as well, within a course, you can lock certain learning objects so that people can't jump ahead of themselves. In this case, obviously, it makes sense. You wouldn't want anybody to go and complete the survey unless they completed this first part of this course. So I'm going to click here on Start. I'm going to start taking my I'm going to go and complete this learning module, which is composed of 4 or 5 different steps. LMS365 is full-blown compliant with the main learning standards, right? SCORM, AICC, etc. But in this case, what I'm going to show you is a learning experience of consuming learning assets that are just native, right? So a YouTube video, Word document, a PDF, and just show you really how easy it is and how streamlined it is for the end user. So in this case, the first step is, sorry about that, I'm going to turn the audio off. There you go. This first step over here is just a video, right? So in this case, it's a YouTube video that is being streamlined here through and rendered through LMS365 and Teams. So the only reason why the user even know it's a YouTube video, it's that there's YouTube branded right over here, or else it looks like it's just basically, it's a seamless user experience. And that's really what we want to go and focus on. What we see is when a learner has jumped around, right, if this YouTube video, for example, is open in a new window and then I have to go back, the learner engagement really goes down. So the fact that we always stay within the course player and within Teams and we never leave really increases that user experience and that learner engagement. Once I view the video, I'm going to click on Next, and then you can see here LMS365 marks that I viewed this video and also tracks the time that I'm spending here in this course. And this next phase over here is now a PowerPoint. So this PowerPoint file would be stored in somebody's OneDrive or in the course or somewhere. It doesn't really matter where it's stored. The main thing over here is that it's being rendered through LMS365 again here with a seamless user experience. So go through my slides. Once I'm going through my slides and I'm done with that, I will click on next over here. And the next step here of my learning module is my employee handbook. So I'm just waiting for that to load up. This is, again, is a Word document or a PDF document that's sitting in a team site somewhere in a SharePoint document library that we're just sharing over here in the course. So looks like my network here is a little slow, so it's just rendering over here, but it would load up at some point. And just while it's load up, I did want to show just the mere fact that we're fully integrated within Teams and Microsoft 365. At any point during my my progress, I can always open up this chat over here and go and chat with other people while I'm taking my training, right? So that's really a collaborative learning environment where I can go and reach out to other users within my organization. And because this is an employee handbook where there's probably policies, procedures, guidelines that I need to abide by, in addition to just the LMS obviously marking that I viewed it, I'm also going to put over here that I confirm that I read and understood the materials provided. And that way you have kind of that e-signature type of certification that I read and understood this document. Last but not least, the final step here of this specific learning module is going to be a quiz. So this quiz here is entirely delivered with LMS365. And the final step over here is I need to go and complete and be successful at this quiz in order to move to the next step of my learning phase. So they're asking me to click on the image corresponding to our corporate logo. I'm going to select the wrong one just to show you what happens. LMS365 is actually our product logo. The e-learning force is our corporate logo. And you can see over here, good try, but that's not correct. And I can click over here to go and refer to the correct answer. Clicking here, I need some multiple answer type of questions. So I'm just going to go and see here our headquarters are in Aarhus in Denmark, and in the US, they are in Las Vegas. And that one, I think I got it right. Yes. Next over here, I need to go and match people to titles. So our Chief Commercial Officer is Lars, our Chief Financial Officer is Lona, and our Chief Marketing Officer is Mette. Yes, got that right too. And then finally over here, an ordering type of list where we need to order this by market size. So I'm going to do that over here really quickly. There you go. And once I'm done with that, I should get that right. The system is going to automatically tabulate my results. I'm going to see whether I'm scored enough points or not to get to the next phase. And I did. I got 94.6%. I needed 80. I'm good. I'm going to click on next to get to the next step of my learning module. And in this case, I completed this. And you noticed that earlier this survey was closed. Well, now it's open. I completed it, so I can go in and complete my survey. This is to show you again, we do not have a survey engine in LMS365. The reason being, there's an awesome tool called Microsoft Forms that does surveys excellent. So rather than build a new one, we just integrate with what the best that Microsoft has to provide. So here I'm going to go and provide here my feedback on my overall impressions with the learning portal. There you go. And so just to showcase here as well, you can leverage all the forms that you already have and deliver it through LMS365 just by adding the basic embed code in the course. And there you go. I now completed this learning module. I'm going to go back to the results. I can rate this course if I would like to. I'm going to go back to the course over here. And you'll see here all of my training results will be automatically updated. So this course will be marked as completed and I'll get my certificate. I will just show you over here what this certificate looks like or could look like based on the certificate with LMS365. It's an image that you upload to the system and that gets generated. There's some variables that are appended on it. You can type in some, this is obviously an example, right? Some text, but then there's some variables. So the name of the course, the name of the user, the date and time at which it's complete. And if there's a certification or a recertification date, for example, when this certificate is set to expire as well. You can add other metadata on there as well. These are just examples of metadata that you can add on top of this certification. All right, so that's what I wanted to show you there from a learner experience in terms of accessing a team and going to the course catalog, searching and enrolling, going to your dashboard, and completing some training. I did also want to show you a little bit the what you can do from a reporting perspective, right? And the reporting perspective over here, I'm going to call this Learning Insights. This is entirely created with Power BI. This is something that we deliver to all of our customers as part of our care plans. And obviously these can be used as is, or they can be used as a starting point and develop further, right? They're just basically PBIX files. And over here, you can see you can create all of these wonderful stats and dashboards about the progress of the learners through the different courses that they're doing. So just wanted to show you this and show what the different capabilities are in regards to consuming the LMS365 data in Power BI reports. If you already have your Power BI reports that you like to integrate LMS365 data with and mesh the data with other applications, you can do that as well. All right. So that's what I want to show you here from a learner experience. There's obviously a lot more use cases that you can do with LMS365. I put here the course catalog to my training. Just as from a Teams integration perspective, you can also create in any channel. Let's say if an organization is new to Microsoft 365, for example, you can go over here and pin all the different courses, right, that you'd like them to go and do as part of the Microsoft 365 adoption and training. So for example, over here, if I want to, as an admin, I can just add a tab over here and then pull the LMS365 course and add it up here as a tab, and the user can then go and enroll in the course and start taking their training. So to do that, it's fairly straightforward. Just go over here, click on the little plus sign, just like adding any tab in any team, and then, or any channel, sorry, and then here click on LMS365, and then over here, I will be able to go and add a specific training, a course catalog, a dashboard, etc. All right, so I think we're coming up to the end of the time. We have about 3 minutes left. I did want to give a couple minutes at the end to see if there's any questions, comments, or anything like that that need to be answered. And I'll turn this over to you.
Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, just a couple questions. One is, can you comment more on pricing, and can you comment more on your plans or timing around FedRAMP support, GCC moderate in particular?
Yes, thank you, Bill. Two great questions. So from a pricing perspective, we price ourselves. We have different subscriptions models, right? But we basically on a per user basis, right? So the way that our licensing model works, the way that I like to explain it is we have unlimited users, but you got to license all your learners. So it's a learner. A learner is basically a user that's enrolled in at least one course. So as soon as I click on that enroll button, if I'm not enrolled in anything else before, I'm not using a license. As soon as I click on enroll, I consume a license. We'd be more than happy to go and share additional information about the pricing structure and the different tiers, but basically, the more users you purchase, the cheaper it becomes on a per user basis. Our starting point is the cheapest subscription that we have is our basic care plan at 50 users, and that goes for $2,500 a year.
Thank you. And then in terms of FedRAMP moderate.
Yes, so in terms of FedRAMP, so currently we are available in GCC Public or GCC and GCC High, both of the environments being FedRAMP certified already, obviously. But at the application, we are not yet FedRAMP certified. That is something that we will be working on in 2023. If the question here is around dates, I do not have any dates yet. It's a variable. It's a big effort, right? And it's a big endeavor that we're having. So I definitely don't want to commit any dates, but what I do can commit to is that we are planning on getting that done in 2023 as soon as possible. There's so much demand for getting a learning application such as we have, especially the fact that we're integrated with Viva and Teams and all that wonderful stuff. It's a great problem to have when you have people knocking on our door to get FedRAMP certified so they can use our application.
Well, thank you, Christopher. That's wise not to share dates unless you're completely confident. But is it appropriate for us to bring you customers who are in GCC to initiate the conversation, or would you rather we wait?
Obviously, we're always happy to, the more customers that we talk to, the better it is, and the more demand that we get, right? Especially for the FedRAMP certification, the more chances we have of getting it done and moving it forward. So yes, 100%, please send them over. We'll be happy to talk to understand the learning requirements and really get the FedRAMP certification accelerated.
Well, thank you so much, Christopher.